Ah, Burnout Paradise. One of my personal favorites when it comes to racing games. A game where you can compete in different events scattered across an island, or simply just drive around and admire the scenery. I mean, at least until... Yeah, I can't really drive around if your car gets totaled. But the driver's still alive, right? Right? Well, if you actually notice, there's not even a driver inside. But theoretically, a driver might be able to survive this. How? Well, it all comes down to the physics of how a force is applied in a car crash. In a car crash, the amount of force applied to a car and its driver depends on how heavy the car is, along with how fast the car was moving and how fast it stopped. A heavy object moving very fast that stops quickly will create a huge force, while a light object moving slowly that stops slowly will have less force behind it. The first thing we'll need to figure out before we can calculate the impact force is top speed and the mass of the car that we're going to be using, the GT Nighthawk. Since the GT Nighthawk is modeled after the real-world 5th generation Chevrolet Camaro, we can use the mass of that, of 1700 kilograms, as an estimated mass for the GT Nighthawk. The second part is slightly harder because we'll need to figure out how fast the car goes at top speed. Using the clips, you can see that in the second lap of I-88 on section 2, I start at 1410 yards and end up at 4615 yards. This translates to 1.821 miles for that section, and as shown, my record for that section was 32.93 seconds. This means that the average speed of the car while boosting is about 199 miles per hour, or 89 meters per second. Next, we'll have to find out how fast the car comes to a stop when it crashes. For this, we can use my final crash at the end of the second lap when I hit the toll booth and guardrail. Looking at the clip in detail, you can see that I enter the crash cutscene at 5:01 in the 18th frame, and the car stops moving completely at 5:03 in the 5th frame. At 30 frames a second, this means that each frame is approximately 0.03 seconds, meaning that the total time for the crash was about 1.41 seconds. But the game does apply a 50% slow during crashes, making our actual time 0.7 seconds. This means that the acceleration of the car is negative 127.14 meters per second squared. If we take that and divide it by Earth's gravity of 9.81 meters per second squared, it's about 13 times Earth's gravity, over double the highest recorded G-force of any roller coaster in the world, clocking in at about 6.3 G. However, because this force is only being applied for 0.7 seconds, it isn't as lethal as it could be on its own. The main dangers of a car crash come more from the inertia of your body and the impact of your head on things like the steering wheel. To conclude, a human would most likely not be able to survive one of these car crashes, but that is how the game portrayed it. So this game is proven. Thanks for watching.